If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll be waiting forever. The world doesn't wait for anyone. Your dreams, your potential, they're not going to wait for you to get serious. The question is, are you ready to step up? Are you ready to take control of your life and build the future you deserve? Because here's the thing, you have the power. You have everything you need right now to change your life. But it starts with making the decision right now to stop settling, stop procrastinating, and stop making excuses. This isn't some motivational fluff. This is about taking action, facing the truth, and building something better than you've ever imagined. If you're tired of being stuck, if you're ready for more, then stay with me. The road ahead isn't easy, but it's worth it. And it starts with you. Let's get to. Focus on fixing yourself, not perfection, but progress through intentional action. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll wait until the timing is just right? Be honest. How many opportunities have you missed because you were too afraid to start until things were perfect? You know what happens when you wait for perfection? Nothing. That's right. Nothing happens. You sit there overthinking, doubting, waiting for the stars to align. And while you're stuck in your head, life is moving on without you. Perfection is an illusion. It doesn't exist. It's not real. You'll never reach it, and you don't need to. Let me tell you what perfection really does. It paralyzes you. It keeps you stuck. It whispers in your ear, you're not ready yet, or it's not good enough. And you believe it. So you don't move forward. You stay in the same place day after day, stuck in a cycle of fear and excuses. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. That means it's not about being perfect. It's about progress. It's about taking one step, then another, and then another. It's about moving forward, even if you stumble, even if you make mistakes. Because mistakes mean you're trying. They mean you're learning. They mean you're growing. Let me tell you what happens when you focus on progress instead of perfection. You take action. You start small, but you start. Maybe you want to get in shape. Don't wait for the perfect gym, the perfect workout plan, or the perfect day. Start with 10 push-ups at home. Maybe you want to start a business. Stop waiting for the perfect idea or the perfect market. Start with what you know and figure the rest out as you go. Every step you take, no matter how small, gets you closer to your goal. It builds momentum. It builds confidence. And before you know it, you've made real progress. Progress feels good. It motivates you to keep going. And when you look back, you'll realize how far you've come. Not because you were perfect, but because you didn't stop moving forward. But you've got to take that first step. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Don't wait for the right time. There is no right time. The right time is now. The perfect moment is the moment you decide to act. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. It won't be perfect, but it will be progress. The voice of perfection isn't going to go away. It's going to creep in and try to stop you. It's going to tell you you're not ready yet, or what if you fail, you need to shut that voice down. Remind yourself that progress beats perfection every single time. So what are you waiting for? You've been sitting on the sidelines long enough. Get up, take action. Start today. Not tomorrow. Not next week, today. Progress is what will change your life. Not sitting around waiting for perfection. The choice is yours. Are you going to move forward, or are you going to stay stuck? Self-awareness, recognize your flaws and habits that need improvement. If you don't know where you're falling short, how do you expect to grow? You can't fix what you refuse to face. And let me tell you, ignoring your flaws won't make them go away. It's like driving a car with a blindfold on. You'll crash over and over again. And then you'll sit there confused, wondering why your life keeps falling apart. That's what happens when you lack self-awareness. You repeat the same mistakes, stuck in a loop, blaming everyone and everything except yourself. That's the starting point of real transformation. You've got to be brutally honest with yourself. Take a hard look in the mirror and ask, what am I doing that's holding me back? What habits are dragging me down? What thoughts are poisoning my progress? These are tough questions. But if you're not willing to ask them, you're not ready to grow. Take inventory of your life. Write it down. Grab a notebook and list the areas where you feel stuck. Maybe it's your health, your relationships, your career, or your mindset. Then go deeper. Ask yourself, what habits are keeping me stuck here? What beliefs are limiting me? Be specific. The more honest you are, the better. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't make excuses. Just write it all down. For example, if your health is suffering, ask yourself why. Are you eating junk every day? Skipping workouts? Staying up late binge watching TV? These aren't accidents. They're choices. If your relationships are falling apart, don't just blame the other person. Ask yourself, this is where growth starts. With brutal, unfiltered honesty. And let me warn you, it's not easy. It hurts to admit your flaws. It's uncomfortable to face the truth about yourself. But that pain, that discomfort, that's where the growth happens. Self-awareness is not about beating yourself up. It's about opening your eyes so you can see the path forward. Once you know what's holding you back, you can start making changes. You can't fix everything at once, and you don't need to. Start with one thing, just one. Focus on it, improve it. Then move on to the next. Bit by bit, you'll start to see your life shift. Self-awareness isn't a one-time thing, it's a habit. You've got to check in with yourself regularly. Ask yourself, am I on track? Am I slipping back into old patterns? Stay honest. Stay vigilant. That's how you grow. That's how you win. So don't run from your flaws. Don't hide from your bad habits. Face them head on. Because once you do, you take back control. You stop being a victim of your own life. You become the creator of it. And that's where the real power lies. Take responsibility, stop blaming, and start owning your life. Your life is your responsibility. Every success, every failure, every setback, it all comes down to you. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll take control. But here's the problem. Most people don't want to hear this. It's easier to point fingers. It's easier to blame your parents, your boss, your spouse, or even the government. You sit there saying, if only they hadn't done this, or if only I had better luck, my life would be different. You're lying to yourself, and it's killing your future. This life will throw curveballs. That's a guarantee. But blaming others for where you are right now, that's the fastest way to stay stuck. When you blame, you give away your power. You're saying, I'm not in charge of my life. And that's a losing mindset. You've got to stop waiting for someone to save you. Nobody's coming. Nobody's going to swoop in and hand you the life you want. It's on you. Every choice you make, every action you take, it's all shaping your reality. And let me tell you, blaming others doesn't change your situation. It just keeps you trapped in it. So how do you take responsibility? First, stop making excuses. Every time you catch yourself saying, I can't do this because, or I don't have time, stop and ask yourself, is that really true? Or am I just avoiding the hard work? Be honest. Excuses are nothing more than lies you tell yourself to justify staying comfortable. And comfort won't get you anywhere. Next, own your decisions. Everything you do or don't do is a choice. If you're not where you want to be, it's because of choices you've made. Maybe you've chosen to procrastinate. Maybe you've chosen to let fear stop you. That's okay, you're human. But now it's time to make different choices. Better ones. Ones that align with the life you want. Taking responsibility doesn't mean beating yourself up for past mistakes. It means learning from them. It means saying, yeah, I messed up, but now I'm going to fix it. That's power. That's freedom. When you own your life, you take back the driver's seat. You stop being a passenger, tossed around by circumstances. Look, life isn't always fair. It never will be. But you can either let that fact break you or you can rise above it. You can say, I'm not a victim. I'm the creator of my future. And once you make that decision, everything changes. You stop wasting energy blaming others. And you start using that energy to build the life you want. So from this moment forward, no more blaming. No more excuses. No more waiting for someone else to fix things. Take responsibility for your life, for your actions, for your future. Because the truth is, nobody can change your life but you. Own it, shape it, and make it extraordinary. Overcoming excuses, stop lying to yourself and start taking action. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow or I don't have time? Be honest with yourself. These excuses feel good in the moment, don't they? They give you an out. They make you feel okay about putting things off. But let me tell you what they really are. They're lies. Lies you tell yourself to avoid the uncomfortable truth. You're afraid. Afraid of failing. Afraid of the work. Afraid of what it will take to actually change your life. Here's the harsh reality. Excuses are nothing more than chains. They keep you trapped in the same spot day after day, year after year. They rob you of your potential. They steal your dreams. You sit there convincing yourself, I'll do it when the timing is right, or I'm just too busy right now. Meanwhile, time is slipping away. The clock doesn't stop. The days turn into weeks, the weeks into months. And before you know it, years have passed. And you're still in the same place. Listen to this. If it's important to you, you'll find a way. If it's not, you'll find an excuse. Let that sink in. If something truly matters, you'll make it happen. Period. No excuses, no delays. But if you're not taking action, it means you don't want it badly enough. And that's the truth most people don't want to face. So how do you break free from the prison of excuses? Step one is to call them out. The next time you hear yourself saying, I can't do this because or I'll start later, stop and ask yourself, is this really true? Or am I just avoiding something hard? Most of the time you'll realize it's just fear or laziness talking. Don't let it win. Step two is to replace your excuses with actions. Start small if you need to, but start. If you say you don't have time, wake up an hour earlier. If you say you don't know how, start learning. If you say you're too tired, push through anyway. Because here's the thing. Action kills excuses. The moment you start doing, those excuses lose their power. They fade away. And let me tell you something else. It's not supposed to be easy. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is hard. But you know what's harder? Staying stuck. Living with regret. Waking up one day and realizing you've wasted your potential because you let your excuses run your life. You need to take control. Stop waiting for motivation. It's unreliable. It comes and goes. But discipline, that's where the magic happens. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. And every time you push past an excuse and take action, You're building that discipline. You're getting stronger. The next time an excuse pops into your head, crush it. Say, no, I'm in control, not my fears, not my doubts. Me then take action. Any action. Because once you start, momentum kicks in. And that momentum, that's what changes everything. Stop lying to yourself. Stop letting excuses steal your life. You're better than that. You're capable of more. But you have to prove it to yourself by taking action, not tomorrow, not later, but right now. Get up, do the work. And don't stop until you're proud. Setting actionable goals, dreams are worthless without a plan. Let's talk about your dreams. You've got them, don't you? Big ones. Maybe it's owning your own business, getting in shape, or living a life of freedom. They're beautiful, aren't they? But let me tell you something blunt. Dreams without a plan are just wishes. And wishes don't come true. How many people do you know who sit around talking about what they want to do? They say, one day I'll lose the weight, or someday I'll start that business. They've been saying it for years. And guess what? They're still in the same spot. Why? Because they never turned those dreams into actionable goals. If you don't have a plan, you're not serious. If you're not breaking your dreams into steps, you're not moving forward. You're just spinning your wheels, hoping that someday things will magically fall into place. But they won't. If you want something, you need to get specific. Saying, I want to get fit, or I want to make more money isn't enough. What does fit mean to you? Is it losing 20 pounds? Running a 5K? Lifting more weights? And how much is more money? $100? $1,000? Get crystal clear on what you want. Clarity is power. Once you know what you're aiming for, you need to break it down. Big goals are overwhelming. That's why most people give up before they even start. But when you break it into smaller, actionable steps, it becomes manageable. Want to lose weight? Start by committing to 3 workouts a week and cutting out sugary drinks. Want to build wealth? Begin by saving $100 this month or learning a new skill. Your goals need deadlines. Without a deadline, a goal is just floating in your head. It's not real. Saying, I'll get to it eventually is the same as saying, I'll never do it, put a date on it. Hold yourself accountable. Deadlines create urgency, and urgency creates action. But don't stop there. Write it all down. Yes, on paper. There's power in seeing your goals in black and white. It makes them real. It reminds you of your mission every single day. And each time you check off a step, you'll feel a surge of pride and momentum. If you don't set goals, someone else will set them for you. You'll end up living a life built on other people's priorities, not your own. Is that what you want? To wake up years from now realizing you've been drifting through life without direction? No, you deserve better. So, take control. Get clear on what you want. Break it down into steps. Set deadlines. Write it down. Then take that first step today, not tomorrow, not next week, today, because every day you wait is a day you'll never get back. Stop hoping for success and start planning for it. The life you want isn't going to happen by accident. It's going to happen because you made it happen. So get up, get focused, and get to work. The clock is ticking. What are you waiting for? Self-discipline, the bridge between goals and success. How many times have you started something strong, full of excitement and motivation, only to quit when things got hard? Be honest, it happens to all of us, but here's the brutal truth. Motivation is a liar. It'll get you hyped up in the beginning, but it won't stick around. And when it leaves, most people give up. That's why so many dreams die before they even get off the ground. Self-discipline. It's not glamorous and it's not fun. But it's the one thing that separates success from failure. You see, motivation is like a spark. It gets the fire started. But self-discipline, that's the wood you keep throwing on the fire to keep it burning, even when the wind tries to blow it out. Let that sink in. Success isn't some grand, magical moment. It's the result of small, consistent actions day in and day out. So let's get real. If you lack self-discipline, you're setting yourself up to fail. Without it, you'll skip the gym when you're tired. You'll put off your goals when you're busy. You'll let distractions, doubts, and excuses steer you off course. And the worst part, you'll convince yourself it's okay. You'll say things like, I'll start again tomorrow, or I needed a break. But deep down, you'll know you're just letting yourself off the hook. Here's how you change that. First, start small. Self-discipline is like a muscle. You have to train it. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Pick one thing, one habit, and commit to it. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier. Maybe it's drinking water instead of soda. Whatever it is, stick to it. Every time you follow through, you're building that discipline muscle. Second, create a routine. Discipline thrives on structure. If you leave your day to chance, you'll always fall into old habits. Plan your day. Schedule time for what matters most. And when that time comes, don't negotiate with yourself. Don't wait until you feel like it. Just do it. Third, remind yourself of your why. Why did you start in the first place? What are you trying to achieve? When the going gets tough, and it will, you need something to pull you through. Keep your why front and center. Write it down. Look at it every day. Let it fuel you when your motivation fades. And let's talk about those moments when you want to quit. They'll come. You'll feel tired, frustrated, and tempted to give up. But that's where self-discipline kicks in. That's when you push through. Because every time you show up, even when you don't want to, you're proving to yourself that you're stronger than your excuses. Listen, self-discipline isn't easy. It's not supposed to be, but it's worth it. Because every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're taking a step closer to your goals. You're becoming the person who doesn't just dream, but does. So what's it going to be? Are you going to let laziness and excuses run your life? Or are you going to step up, take control, and do the work? The choice is yours. But remember this, discipline isn't a punishment. It's a gift you give yourself. It's the key to unlocking everything you've ever wanted. Start today. Not tomorrow. Today. Because the sooner you build self-discipline, the sooner you'll start living the life you've been dreaming of. No one's going to do it for you. It's all on you. Now go make it happen. This resilience life will hit you. But you're built to get back up. What do you do when life punches you in the face? Not a slap. A punch. You know what I'm talking about. The setbacks, the failures, the heartbreaks, they don't knock politely at your door. They barge in and tear up everything you've worked for. So I'll ask you again. What do? Do you stay down? Do you wallow in self-pity? Or do you get back up and fight? This life is brutal. It doesn't care about your plans, your dreams, or your effort. It will throw curveballs at you when you least expect it. And if you're not ready, it will break you. But here's the kicker. Life doesn't get the final say. You do. It's not about avoiding failure or setbacks. It's about learning to stand back up every single time. When you lack resilience, life controls you. You'll crumble at the first sign of trouble. You'll give up on your goals because things got too hard, and here's the worst part. You'll convince yourself that it wasn't meant to be. You'll let life steal your dreams and tell you it's okay to quit. You're stronger than that. Resilience is already inside you. You just need to bring it out. It's the muscle you build every time you choose to fight instead of fold. So how do you build resilience? First, you change your mindset about failure. Stop seeing it as the enemy. Failure isn't a dead end, it's a detour. Every failure teaches you something. It shows you what doesn't work so you can find what does. The most successful people in the world didn't avoid failure. They failed, learned, and kept going. That's the secret. Next, expect setbacks. Yes, expect them. Don't act shocked when things go wrong. Life isn't fair. It never was. The question isn't, will I face challenges? The question is, how will I respond when I do? When you expect setbacks, you stop wasting time feeling sorry for yourself. You adjust, adapt, and move forward. And here's the key. Focus on what you can control. You can't change the weather, the economy, or other people's actions, but you can control your attitude, your effort, and your choices. That's where your power lies. Lastly, remind yourself of this. Every time you get back up, you're proving something to yourself. You're showing yourself that you're tougher than life's punches. You're becoming the kind of person who doesn't quit. And that, my friend, is unstoppable. Listen, resilience isn't about never falling. It's about rising every single time. It's about refusing to let setbacks define you. So when life knocks you down, and it will, get back up. Not once, not twice, but every time. Because the moment you stop getting up is the moment you've truly lost. This is your life. You only get one shot. Don't let the tough times break you. Let them build you. Stand tall, face the storm, and say, I'm still here. Is that all you've got? That's resilience. That's power. And that's how you win. Now get out there and fight for your dreams. Positive mindset, master your thoughts. Master your life. Let me ask you this. What's the first thing you tell yourself when you wake up in the morning? Be honest. Is it, I'm tired, or I don't feel like doing this today? Maybe it's worse. Maybe you tell yourself you're not good enough, or that things will never change. If that's you, listen closely. Your thoughts are running your life. And if you don't take control of them, they'll take control of you. It's like a poison. It seeps into every part of your life. Your relationships, your goals, your energy, and your confidence. When you constantly feed your mind negativity, you'll start to believe it. And once you believe it, you'll act on it. You'll hold back, you'll settle. And worst of all, you'll stop trying. But here's the good news. You have the power to change this. The direction of your life starts in your mind. Change your thoughts, and you'll change your world. So let's get practical. First, you need to recognize the negative thoughts when they show up. Don't ignore them, and don't pretend they're not there. Face them head on. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? If it's hurting you, it's time to throw it out. Next, replace those negative thoughts with positive ones. I know it sounds simple, but it works. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I'll find a way. Instead of thinking, I always fail, remind yourself, I'm learning and getting better. Positive self-talk isn't about lying to yourself. It's about choosing thoughts that empower you instead of ones that tear you down. But it doesn't stop there. You need to surround yourself with positivity too. Look around you. Who do you spend your time with? What kind of books do you read? What kind of content do you consume? If you're constantly around negativity, it's going to rub off on you. So make it a priority to seek out uplifting people, ideas, and environments. And let's not forget the power of visualization. Picture yourself succeeding. See it clearly. Imagine what it feels like to achieve your goals, to live the life you've always dreamed of. Your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what you vividly imagine. Use that to your advantage. Your mind is your most powerful tool, but it can also be your biggest obstacle. It's up to you which one it will be. Choose wisely. Every thought you think is a vote for the person you want to become. So what kind of person are you voting for today? Someone who doubts, complains, and gives up? Or someone who believes, works, and achieves? Your mindset is your foundation. Build it strong. Protect it fiercely. Because once you master your mind, you'll master your life. Now go out there and think like a champion. Self-care. You can't win the game if you're running on empty. Let me ask you something important. How often do you stop and take care of yourself? And I'm not talking about the occasional nap or treating yourself to fast food. I mean real self-care. The kind that fuels your body, clears your mind, and strengthens your spirit. Most people neglect this. They run themselves into the ground thinking they're too busy, too tough, or too needed to take a break. And guess what? It catches up to them. Every single time. If you don't make time for self-care, life will force it on you. Burnout will hit like a freight train. Your health will break down. Your relationships will suffer. Your motivation will vanish. How can you show up for your goals, your family, or your dreams when you're running on fumes? You can't. It's like trying to drive a car with an empty tank. It's just not going to happen. That's not just advice, it's a warning. Because if you don't take care of yourself, nothing else you do will matter. So what does real self-care look like? Let's break it down. First, take care of your physical health. Your body is your machine, and it needs maintenance. That means regular exercise. Not just to look good, but to feel good, to stay strong, and to keep your energy up. It doesn't have to be complicated. Go for a walk, hit the gym, do some yoga. Whatever gets you moving. And fuel your body with good food. Stop treating your stomach like a trash can. Eat meals that give you energy and focus, not ones that leave you feeling sluggish. And don't forget sleep. This one's non-negotiable. You can't pour from an empty cup. And you can't conquer your day if you're dragging your feet. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Your body and mind will thank you. But self-care isn't just physical. It's emotional and mental too. Life is stressful, no doubt about it. You've got responsibilities, pressures, and challenges piling up. So make time to decompress. Talk to someone who lifts you up. Write down your thoughts. Meditate. Do something that helps you process your emotions instead of stuffing them down. Learn to say no. Stop overloading your plate with commitments that don't serve you. Saying no to the wrong things gives you space to say yes to what truly matters. Let me be clear. Self-care isn't selfish, it's survival. You can't give your best to the world if you're not taking care of yourself first. You can't chase your dreams, love your family, or fulfill your purpose if you're falling apart inside. And so today, make a decision. Decide to prioritize yourself. Decide to invest in your health, your peace, and your energy. Because when you're at your best, you can give your best and give your best. And isn't that what life's about? You only get one body, one mind, one life. Treat it like it's priceless. Because it is. Start taking care of yourself like you matter. Because you do. Now go out there and recharge your spirit. The world needs you at 100%. Lifelong journey, the pursuit of becoming your best never ends. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine climbing a mountain. You're sweating, pushing through the struggle, focused on that peak up ahead. But then when you finally reach the top, you see something else. A bigger mountain right in the distance. How do you feel? Do you complain about the climb? Or do you accept that life as a series of summits? And greatness is found in the climb itself. They think there's a finish line. They say, once I get this promotion, I'm done, or once I lose the weight, I'll be happy. But let me tell you something harsh. There is no finish line. Life doesn't stop. Challenges don't stop. Growth doesn't stop. And if you're standing still, you're falling behind. Becoming your best self is not a one-time event. It's a process. A daily commitment to improvement, no matter how small the step. So what does that mean for you? It means you need to embrace the journey. Stop looking for shortcuts or quick fixes. Stop waiting for someone else to hand you the keys to success. You've got to earn it every single day. That means learning from your mistakes, celebrating your progress, and always asking yourself, what's next? First, let's talk about progress. Some of you get discouraged because your results aren't instant. But remember, even small steps matter. If you improve by just 1% every day, think about where you'll be in a year. That's the power of consistency. Celebrate those small wins because they're the bricks that build the foundation of greatness. Next, learn to love the grind. Life will test you. It's supposed to. Every setback, every obstacle, every failure is there to make you stronger, smarter, and better. When you stumble, don't waste time whining or feeling sorry for yourself. Get up, dust yourself off, and get back to work. Because every time you rise, you're proving that nothing can keep you down. Never settle. Don't let comfort or complacency become your prison. The moment you stop striving for more, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you start dying inside. Keep pushing, keep climbing, keep becoming. Finally, remember this, your journey inspires others. When you commit to becoming the best version of yourself, you're not just changing your life. You're showing others what's possible. Your discipline, your determination, your resilience. They're contagious. They light a fire in the people around you. So what's your choice? Will you keep climbing? Will you keep striving? Will you embrace the lifelong journey of growth? Or will you settle for less than you're capable of? Don't stop now. Don't stop ever. Because every day is a chance to do better, to be better, to live better. You're not just building a life. You're building a legacy. Make it one that's worth remembering. Keep going, because your best is yet to come.